Legal action is being taken against the city of Granger after reports of a police officer allegedly sexually assaulting a woman while on duty. And the Washington Lieutenant Governor was in the Tri-Cities yesterday in an attempt to address increased division when it comes to civic and political discourse.
And more fog and warm highs for midweek with winter looming tomorrow. I'll get you prepared. My first alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Welcome to Wednesday.
Midweek.
Midweek, exactly. And is it the 20th today?
It is the 20th
Oh,
today.
when it hit the 20s, it was so close.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you said yesterday when it hits 20, you would not be able to stop talking about Christmas.
No, I couldn't stop talking. I remember just staring at the Christmas tree, all the ornaments, just going, oh, it's getting close. And my poor parents, but they learned to live with it. So good morning, Riley.
Good morning.
And we have more fog this morning. We have a dense fog advisory for the Pendleton area. So more of the same. Let's take a look outside. And we actually had just a scant bit of shower activity coming through some of our areas, but that has moved on. But for our visibility today, look at the Blue Mountain region, already thick fog, less than a mile visibility, actually a quarter of a mile visibility for Pendleton. We have 10% visibility for Walla Walla, 30% Hermiston, 50% Tri-City. So give yourself some extra time this morning. We are seeing quite a bit of, again, foggy conditions, so do be aware. So as we move along into our day, we are going to be seeing those highs remaining right in those lower 40s, mid to lower 40s. We have clear skies above us, but this fog, even for places not seeing it this morning, it looks like it's going to hold on enough to keep the sunshine away from us, just like we saw over the weekend. So mid to lower 40s pretty much across the board. So what are we dealing with? Foggy morning, staying warm, drier conditions. I'll get you ready for your Wednesday and take a look at your holiday weekend as well. And my first alert weather forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
Union Gap police are searching for the person suspected of shooting a loss prevention officer at the Valley Mall Monday night. These are photos of the suspect. According to the police, the 37-year-old loss prevention officer was shot in both wrists when he tried to stop a suspected shoplifter. Police described the suspect as 25 to 30 years old with slicked back hair, a possible ponytail, and a teardrop tattoo below his eye. Officers say he was wearing a dark-colored jacket and black pants. And if you have any information regarding the case, contact Union Gap Police and ask for the Detectives Division. The city of Granger is facing civil action over its handling of a case involving a Granger police officer suspected of repeatedly sexually assaulting a woman while on duty. Both the victim and the former police chief have filed tort claims against the city. The victim claims the city's handling of her case was negligent, while the former police chief says his attempts to investigate and address the officer's misconduct resulted in his firing by the mayor. According to the claim, Officer Glenn Trejo repeatedly harassed and sexually assaulted a 24-year-old woman while on duty and in uniform more than 30 times over the course of a year. When then Granger Police Chief Steve Araguz told Mayor Jose Trevino they needed to put Trejo on administrative leave while they investigated, the mayor shut the chief down, later put him on administrative leave, and eventually fired him.
To see then a chief of the entity step in to try to say, wait a second, this ends, this is going to stop, and to see that chief retaliated against, it's shocking.
Later on Good Morning Northwest, we'll have more on the civil case and an update on the criminal investigation. Granger is also dealing with concerns regarding a project meant to revitalize Main Street. At last week's City Council meeting, Councilmember Johnny Isidoria brought up concerns regarding the materials being used in the project. Isidoria, who has a background in construction, said that during a walkthrough of the project, he noticed subcontractors were using a type of caulking that wasn't suitable for the weather. Councilmember Hilda Gonzalez told him he was too close to the project and needed to recuse himself from voting. He refused and was allowed to participate.
I'm a council member. You cannot ask me what not to do. You cannot, ma'am.
I can too.
Yeah, but you're way out of line.
Fantasia, was that a conversation with the attorney, or who was that from?
Mayor.
Of course.
We reached out to the Tri-Valley Construction, and they say subcontractors did run into minor snags during the project, but that they're being fixed and the city will not be forced to pay the extra costs. Lieutenant Governor Danny Heck visited the Tri-Cities yesterday to discuss the value of civic health and respectful discourse. Lieutenant Governor Heck spoke with Tri-Cities leaders at the Benton Franklin Council of Governments as part of the Project for Civic Health, which attempts to come up with strategies to improve dialogue among those with different political affiliations and worldviews.
The most important thing I've learned in the course of my deep dive on this is that face-to-face conversations around a table among people who have different worldviews is the best way to turn the temperature down, the best way to stop engaging in this kind of vitriolic, if you disagree with me, I hate you approach that we increasingly take in American politics.
According to Lieutenant Governor Heck, the groups involved in the project will begin conversations today to discuss concrete steps to address the problem of increased division. Heck says some ideas consist of improved grade school level civics education and training for newly elected officials. A driver claimed he fell asleep at the wheel, and that's what caused him to crash into a school bus in Kennewick, authorities say Tuesday. Around 12:30 p.m., authorities say the driver of a silver vehicle was going eastbound on Kennewick Avenue when he said he fell asleep and crossed the center line. Police say the bus driver attempted to avoid the crash but wasn't able to. There were 10 kids on board the bus at the time of the crash, but none of them were hurt, according to authorities. The driver of the car that hit the bus was unlicensed and was ticketed for negligent driving and driving without a license. Franklin County's administrator says the county supports efforts to improve the public defender system in Washington state. The Washington Association of Counties filed a lawsuit to improve funding for the public defender system. The director of Washington's Office of Public Defense has asked the state Supreme Court to impose a 90-day moratorium on assigning public defenders to felony out-of-custody cases, restricting authorities from assigning cases to public defenders unless their caseloads fall below 60% of current state case load limits, and order those limits remain until the Washington State Bar Association's Council on Public Defenders adopts new caseload standards. The Southeast Communications Center, or CCOM, the dispatch center answering calls in Benton and Franklin counties, takes 15,000 non-emergency calls and 1,000 emergency calls per month. Last week, a new system went live meant to streamline the communication processes and expedite service delivery for people calling the non-emergency dispatch line. It's called the Phone Tree System. When you call, you'll hear options, and this is to ease the calls that the dispatch center doesn't handle and send them to the correct place. CCOM Operations Manager Gwen Stanley says they haven't heard much pushback because many people are familiar with this type of system.
Some of our callers, are used to hearing prompts and other things that they've called, so it's, just another one that's been added. We haven't really had any negative feedback. We had some unanticipated problems with it at the beginning, but it never impacted anybody being able to reach us or us in handling the calls, and that's since been resolved, so far so good.
The non-emergency phone number, 509-628-0333, is for a call that requests law enforcement, fire, or EMS personnel that doesn't involve a life or death situation. Emergencies should be directed to 911. CCOM is also still experiencing a staffing shortage, down about a dozen staff members. Find more information on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Also, according to Stanley, the issue we talked about several days ago, where some 911 callers didn't hear ringing while waiting for a dispatcher to pick up, has been resolved. She says she wasn't sure what caused the problem, but it has been fixed. Bateman Island is finally ready to accept hikers, birders, and anglers back after a fire destroyed about 6 acres back in September. This video shows the damage from the flames. The city of Richland, which manages Bateman Island, says all hazards have been removed from the island and it's safe to access. We'll return in just a moment, but first Jason Valentine joins us live now for another quick look at the weather.
Folks, we've made it to midweek. We maybe had just a hint of shower activity through parts of our areas overnight. But we have more fog to talk about, warmer temperatures as we're heading towards winter tomorrow. I'll get you ready for all of that. My First Alert weather forecast coming right up.
Lawmakers and doctors are sounding the alarm over chronic drug shortages. The FDA's shortage list includes over 15 life-saving cancer medications. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on Rogue. Better hurry, these offers won't be back in stock.
Mattress Depot USA believes everyone is entitled to a good night's sleep regardless of their credit. That's why we offer you financing options. With no credit needed, you can get a new mattress for just $39 down and 100 days same as cash. Or take advantage of 0% financing. You spend a third of your life in bed. You deserve a great mattress. $39 down and 100 days same as cash or 0% financing.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Hi, I'm Jim Hall with the Foundations at Cadlick. Thank you to the hundreds of generous donors who support nonprofit healthcare at Cadlick. I'm in my 30th year at Cadlick and have long known the amazing impact our caregivers have on patients. My awareness is even more personal now, as I am in the midst of receiving cancer care from Cadlick colleagues. I'm heartened by the incredible support I receive from these amazing people. Please consider a financial gift to the Foundations at Cadlick. Thank you for your support, and know that Cadlick caregivers are always here working to keep our community healthy and safe.
A little over 10 years ago, my family and I decided to get involved with the Arc of Tri-Cities to work with the kids to have a good time. We would dance, we would do crafts. What I didn't know getting involved is how much it would impact me and our family's lives. We're blessed to live here and to work with local nonprofits, so it's really important to support those in need. I'm John Inman, and I'm driving change at McCurley.
Get financing as low as 0.9% on the new Mazda CX-90 during Season of Inspiration.
Elevate your lifestyle and embrace your home's full potential with exclusive furnishings and expert interior design you'll find only at Spencer Carlson. Our dedicated team of professional designers will bring your vision to life, crafting one-of-a-kind pieces designed exclusively for you. With Spencer Carlson, we guide you personally, making shopping and design an effortless, client-focused experience. You'll fall in love with the process just as much as you'll cherish the results. Spencer Carlson, unsurpassed furniture and design for life.
This Christmas, give the kids a gift of fun at the 2024 Benton Franklin Fair. This package includes a full day of carnival rides, a youth admission ticket for kids ages 6 to 12, and a cuddly stuffed animal, all for only $30. That's a savings of $15. Available now until Christmas Eve at Kennewick Ranch and Home or the fair office in Pasco. Quantities are limited, so don't wait. Happy holidays from everyone at the Benton Franklin Fair.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on Rogue. Better hurry, these offers won't be back in stock.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back on this Wednesday morning. Well, doctors around the country are warning about a shortage of several important drugs, including drugs that can treat cancer. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the latest on what's at stake.
This morning, more doctors and lawmakers are sounding the alarm about drug shortages in the U.S., among them life-saving cancer medications, including chemo drugs.
These shortages can be life or death for kids, especially when it comes to the cancer drugs.
The FDA's drug shortage lists include those that treat lymphoma and leukemia.
We know how to treat cancer, but shortages force impossible choices. We have drugs that are life-saving and shortages that are life-threatening.
Testifying at a Senate hearing, experts blame the shortages in part on the low cost of generic drugs, with insurance companies often only paying for those cheaper generic versions.
A vial of sterile injectable medicine typically costs less than this cup of coffee that I bought downstairs this morning. So this reduces the incentive of manufacturers to invest in quality or in newer manufacturing facilities.
It's not just cancer drugs. Kimberly Yard's daughter has taken the stimulant Vyvanse for her ADHD for years, but her insurance company wants her to switch to Adderall, another drug in short supply.
Adderall's the one that started this whole shortage. So you want me to potentially not have consistent medication for my daughter? instead? Really? Why?
The government and drug makers blame each other for the shortage of ADHD medications. The DEA set limits on the ingredients needed to produce them because they're controlled substances. Drug makers say those limits are too strict.
The American Medical Association is now urging the U.S. government to consider manufacturing some drugs itself to alleviate some of the shortages. Coming up, twin brothers at Hermiston High School are making waves in the robotics world after taking some hardware, taking it home after their first ever combat robotics competition. Sweet! And folks, I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. Let me get you ready for your final full day of fall. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
KFC's Wednesday Country Fried Steak Meal is a delicious value, complete with mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, all for the incredible price of just $5.99. Really, what's left to say? How about see you again next Wednesday? Country Fried Steak Meal, just $5.99, only at KFC.
A successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process. With Windermere on your side and confidence in your real estate journey.
The year-end sales event is on at Spec Buick GMC. We have the largest selection of trucks with the biggest deals of the year. Get up to $9,500 off MSRP on the 24 Sierra 1500 Coupe, plus no payments for 90 days. Or drive home the third row seat Acadia or Buick Enclave and get 1.9% APR for 36 months. We've got almost 500 new and used vehicles to choose from. Come see us today in Pasco or online at SpecBuickGMC.com. Spec Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone from US Cellular.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Ben Franklin Transit is hiring safety-oriented coach operators. Become a crucial part of the Tri-Cities community and provide a vital service to our riders. Get out from behind a desk and experience a workday that keeps you moving. Enjoy CDL training, comprehensive benefits, and generous paid time off. When you're driving for Ben Franklin Transit, you're part of a growing team of community-oriented professionals. Apply now to join the Ben Franklin Transit team.
Happy holidays from Queensgate Gardens. With family in town, it's time to decorate your tree. Visit Queensgate Gardens today to build your own Christmas ornaments. Tell Santa Claus what's on your list and create holiday memories that will last forever. For this season's holiday cheer, visit Queensgate Gardens.
Maybe I got time and I'll let it go. I said, look, Mom, I ain't got no brains.
Season's greetings from everyone at Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Hope you're enjoying it so far. And yes, we have more fog throughout our areas. We even have a dense fog advisory until noon today for the Pendleton area. And you can see quite a bit of fog throughout much of the northwest. And we have patchy fog through many of our areas as well. So as you'd expect, 0% visibility in Pendleton, 10% in Walla Walla, and a little better visibility the more west we go, but still Hermiston at 30%, Tri-Cities at 50%. So give yourself some extra time this morning. Also, air quality starting to take a hit along the Blue Mountain region in northeastern Oregon, and with the winds staying the way they are, we expect to see more air quality issues as we move into our holiday weekend. Look at the wind. There is zero wind throughout much of our areas, And again, this is not going to change anytime soon, as we're just seeing nominal to maybe 5 mile per hour at the best, 10 mile per hour winds at times as we head into our weekend. So wind is going to remain a problem. So on our radar, we do see just a hint of shower activity that came through Walla Walla in the Blue Mountain region. That is moving along, and we should be much drier today and tomorrow, though showers look to return on Friday. So taking a look today, we have clear skies above us, but there's enough fog that we won't see that sunshine, and we won't see it on Thursday either. And as we move into Friday, yes, we look at some shower activity. It looks like it's going to hit late morning to early afternoon, but it does appear to be in the form of rain. But it is going to usher in some cooler temperatures for our weekend. So taking a look at our temperatures, we are looking warm. We are very warm for this time of year. We're in the upper 30s to lower 40s, so any precipitation coming through, again, was in the form of rain, but that precipitation has moved on. We're going to remain just above our averages through Saturday, and then Christmas Eve day. Christmas Day itself will be a bit below our averages, maybe a little warmer in our next work week. So our countdown tomorrow evening, the winter solstice. Today, final full day of fall. 5 days until Christmas Day, 12 days until New Year's. All right, let's take a look at our highs today. We're in the mid to lower 40s, remaining almost exactly where we were yesterday. Again, maybe a little cooler for Hermiston, but still, folks, we're remaining pretty nominal and just right around our averages. 7-day forecast and more fog tomorrow. Again, shower activity possible in Yakima on Friday. Then looks like a nice Saturday at least. More cloud coverage for Sunday and Monday. Looks like rain-snow mix could return on, well, Boxing Day for our Canadian and English friends, or for us, December 26th. In the Tri-Cities area, right in those mid-40s through Saturday, cooler next week. Overnight lows take a hit over the weekend as well, but look at all that fog through Friday with a good chance of those showers hitting as well. And in Walla Walla, better chance of showers, and I would expect morning fog on Friday, and then we'll be looking at those cooler temperatures on the way. So not much of a change today. We have thick fog, dense fog advisory for the Pendleton area, but thick fog again throughout the Blues and patchy fog through much of the mid-Columbia. So be careful out there. We have clear skies above us, but unfortunately, we're not going to see much of that sunshine. Similar conditions tomorrow and Friday morning, but return of rain looks likely on Friday.
Earlier this month, Hermiston High School students attended their first ever combat robotics competition, the Crimson Bot Brawl, held at Washington State University. The students, Carson and Hayden Newton, brothers and juniors at HHS, took part in all 3 competitions. This is a video from one of their bots competing. In the comp, the Newtons took first place in both the plastic ant weights and full metal ant weights categories, even taking out a top 10 nationally ranked plastic ant weight bot and 2 ranked bots in the metal division. They also received 3rd place in the beetle weight division, a feat their engineering teacher Colin Haynes says is pretty remarkable. Right now, Hermiston High School doesn't have a robotics club, but Haynes is hoping that following their stellar performance, they can move forward with the program.
Basically, these two served as, I want to say, like a proof of concept that, you know, our kids can compete and they can do really well. And they had a really good time, too, which is important.
Hayden says there has been a lot of interest since the idea was first thrown around last year. The bots were built with spare parts and electronics provided by their teacher, and together the Newton brothers built some competition-worthy robots. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, NASA's James Webb Telescope has produced never-before-seen images of our solar system's most giggle-inducing planet. We'll take a look at those coming up next.
The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze helps you sleep cooler, so no more nocturnal baking or polar ice cap air conditioner mode, because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers all-night cooling.
Mattress Depot USA.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account. I get paid every time I buy something. It's like a tip for me.
Wait, a tip for shopping? Oh yeah. But how much can you really save? Yeah, I mean... Whoa.
Yeah, shopping's my superpower.
A successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process. With Windermere on your side and confidence in your real estate journey.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandmother.
Before the tree was trimmed, before the stockings were hung, before the meals were prepared, and yes, even before Thanksgiving. Before the carols, bells, and lights all aglow, it was already home. At McCurley, we know it's the people, traditions, and memories that make this season bright. And that's why we're here. Because a vehicle is more than just a vehicle. It's also one of the ways you bring the holidays home.
Find your way home in a new, used, or certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Well, check this out. NASA is ringing in the new year with these images of Uranus. They're from the James Webb Space Telescope and show new details of the icy giant.
The images provide fresh views of Uranus's rings, including the extremely faint one closest to the planet. They also reveal moons, storms, and a seasonal North Pole cloud cap. Look how beautiful that is.
That is an incredible image.
It is incredible, and that's our 7th planet. Our furthest planet out is Neptune. For some reason, I always got Uranus and Neptune confused, but now I just go, oh, alphabetically reverse it. So U and then N.
Gotcha.
So Neptune's a little, but we didn't know there was a ring around Uranus until Voyager went through in the late 70s. So just spectacular, and as you would say, incredible, and just that telescope is just giving us gifts upon gifts.
Exactly. I have a question.
Yes.
So we do a lot of these space stories.
Yes.
You seem to know a lot of details about space.
Yes, I love space.
Why?
I love it. Well, I wanted to be a engineer for NASA when I was a young tyke. I just couldn't do the physics, darn it. But I've always been fascinated. I think it was because of the Voyager space probe that went through our solar system in the late 70s. When they got the footage back from Jupiter and Saturn, it was unbelievable. We didn't know what the rings were made of, and they did a flyby, and you could see it was just little ice crystals. So I think it's fascinating, and we can't imagine. Not only can we not imagine what's out there, it's just so many things that are unknown and so many mysteries. And don't we all love a good mystery?
Yeah.
So it's the greatest mystery of all time out there. So I look
There you
forward
go.
to more and more answers being had, and more questions as well. Quick look outside. I got your first alert weather forecast coming up.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the Colorado Supreme Court has declared former President Trump ineligible for the White House under the U.S. Constitution's insurrection clause and removed him from the state's presidential primary ballot. And Texas State Governor Greg Abbott is under fire for a controversial new law designed to curb illegal border crossings.
In today's Tech Bites, Verizon users can now turn to Apple's satellite connection if they have car trouble. Apple's satellite roadside assistance feature on the iPhone 14 and 15 now works with Verizon Roadside Assistance. So if you can text for help, even if you're off the grid with no cell service or Wi-Fi. Samsung's self-repair program is expanding. The company has added foldable phones to the menu, joining the entire S23 series and other devices. No word yet on pricing. Self-repair is also expanding to 4 European countries. Finally, the Microsoft chatbot Copilot has a new feature that creates songs after a user enters a short description. It's done through a new partnership with an artificial intelligence-based music platform. The personalized songs come with complete lyrics, or they can also be instrumental. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
With Nurtec ODT, I can treat a migraine when it strikes and prevent migraine attacks, all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur, even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
Ask about Nurtec ODT.
Dwight was a 13-year-old kid with cancer when he came to St. Jude.
This kid is now 73 years old.
That's why we do at St. Jude.
Give thanks for the healthy kids in your life and join us to make a difference that could last a lifetime.
A showdown in the U.S. Supreme Court is likely on the way after the Colorado State Supreme Court has declared former President Trump ineligible to run for president in 2024. And Texas State Governor Greg Abbott is under fire for a controversial new law designed to curb illegal border crossings.
And more fog and a bit warmer temperatures for midweek with winter looming tomorrow. I'll get you prepared in my first alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Welcome to Wednesday. And again, it's our last full day of fall. And I always say fall is my favorite. It's my favorite season, yes. But I always consider the holidays and all the football and all the goodness to be kind of the finale, the season finale, if you will, of fall, the beginning of winter. And then once January 3rd hits or whatever, oh man, let's move it along. But it's still magical right now since we're in the holiday season.
Yeah.
What say you?
Well, you know, I've been thinking about it. The solstices kind of determine when winter hits and when summer hits,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes, you got it.
But a lot of people, you know, it's like once it starts getting cold, I'm like, oh, this is winter. So there's that difference between the feeling of winter and then the
actuality
of it.
Because for me, Thanksgiving is in winter.
Yes.
I mean, at least that's the way it feels, but of course it's in fall. But yeah, it's all good. And again, I love the solstice because it's just, let's get a little bit more sunlight. It kind of helps with the melon. And let's take a look outside. Let me help you get ready for your Wednesday. Again, we are heading into winter tomorrow. So this is our next to last shortest day. And as we move along in our morning hours, we have some very thick fog to talk about. We have 10% visibility in Walla Walla, 0% visibility in Pendleton, and we're seeing pretty hampered visibility, a little bit better the more west we go. So give yourself some extra time this morning. So we do have quite a bit of cloud coverage. It is more or less the fog. We have clear skies above us, but we are not going to be seeing any of it. Mid to lower 40s throughout our area, so we're staying warm. We're staying above our average for this time of year. We're just going to be seeing, again, foggy conditions. We're going to be socked in, it looks like, through at least Friday morning. So a foggy morning yet again, staying warm, drier conditions. I'll get you ready for that and your holiday weekend that's coming up very quickly. That's coming up in my first alert weather forecast in about 10 minutes.
Turning to the landmark Colorado Supreme Court decision that could impact Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. The court narrowly ruling that the U.S. Constitution's insurrection clause deems Trump ineligible to appear on the state's primary ballot because of his alleged role in the January 6th Capitol riot. The Trump campaign is slamming the decision as completely flawed and is vowing a fight. ABC's Justin Finch has the details.
This morning, the Trump campaign fighting an historic decision. The Colorado Supreme Court ruling the U.S. Constitution's insurrection clause bars the former president from appearing on the state's ballot.
They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you.
The Republican frontrunner at an Iowa rally not mentioning the ruling. Trump has already faced 14th Amendment lawsuits in several other states. This is the first time he's lost, and also the first time the 14th Amendment has been used to disqualify a presidential candidate. That clause bars a candidate from holding office if they took an oath to support the Constitution, but then engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. The lower court in Colorado finding Trump engaged in an insurrection, but stopped short of applying the clause's definition of a U.S. officer to the President of the United States. In a 4-3 decision, the Colorado Supreme Court reversing that decision. One of the 3 dissenting justices writing, the majority's opinion flies in the face of the due process doctrine. The Trump campaign saying it's appealing the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court, but the high court's ruling may not have a nationwide impact.
The thing to keep in mind is, even if the court sets a standard on what the definition is of an insurrection and whether the president is an officer, that wouldn't necessarily affect all of the states because each state has different laws for how you get on the ballot.
The Republican National Committee plans to help with Trump's legal fees, calling the decision election interference.
The Colorado Supreme Court has stayed its decision until January 4th, or when the U.S. Supreme Court rules. State election officials say the issue must be settled by January 5th, the ballot printing deadline. The American Civil Liberties Union and the Texas Civil Rights Project are suing Texas over its new immigration law. Governor Greg Abbott signed the controversial legislation into law on Monday. It gives the state and local authorities the power to arrest anyone illegally crossing the border from Mexico into Texas. Violators could face jail time or face deportation back to Mexico. The new law is set to take effect in March of next year. Supporters say Texas has the right to take action to protect its border, while critics say the federal government, not states, pass immigration laws. The White House press secretary reacted Tuesday.
This is certainly extreme as we see it, and it is incredibly unfortunate, but this is what we see from particular Republicans trying to dehumanize a group of people who are coming here, or some of them trying to migrate here, and they're putting them in harm's way.
The White House also says the Justice Department will soon decide if the federal government will file a lawsuit to try to stop enforcement of the new law. Jason Valentine is here with a look at your weather forecast.
All right, it is chilly out there and we have some fog to talk about, and well, it is your last full day of fall. Let me get you ready prepared for the winter hitting tomorrow night and dense fog in the Pendleton area. That's coming up in a bit on Good Morning Northwest.
And the FAA is expected to convene a panel to address overworked air traffic controllers and the impact it may have on safety.
KFC's Wednesday Country Fried Steak Meal is a delicious value, complete with mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, all for the incredible price of just $5.99. Really, what's left to say? How about see you again next Wednesday? Country Fried Steak Meal, just $5.99, only at KFC.
I left home at 14 and I had my first child at 17. I was an addict, and that destroys your whole world. I actually just kind of walked into Goodwill and they trained me. Yeah, Goodwill doesn't look at you as a person with barriers. I love my job. Goodwill's more than just a thrift store. But I have a future, and so does my community because of the programs Goodwill offers. I kind of look in the mirror and I'm happy with who I see every day.
Shop Goodwill, changing lives through the power of work.
A little over 10 years ago, my family and I decided to get involved with the Arc of Tri-Cities, a fantastic local nonprofit that serves kids and adults with developmental disabilities, to work with the kids to have a good time. We would dance, we would do crafts, we'd always feed them some kind of really healthy meal like pizza. But what I didn't know getting involved is how much it would impact me and our families' lives. Really getting an opportunity to meet these young people that love unconditionally, to be in a relationship with somebody like that has been life-changing for us. We're blessed to live here and to work with local nonprofits. So for us, it's really important to get involved, to volunteer, to create a place where everybody's included, support those in need. I'm John Inman, and I'm driving change at McCurley.
See all our new vehicle specials, like on the new Mazda CX-90 at McCurleyMazda.com during the Season of Inspiration.
Sprinkle holiday magic into your home with Meredith Furniture's festive collection. Our enchanting designs, just like Santa's little elves, create the perfect atmosphere for joy and togetherness. From cozy sofas to elegant dining sets, each piece brings the spirit of the season to life. Make this Christmas truly unforgettable with Meredith Furniture.
From our family to yours,
Merry Christmas!
Did you know Ustria Health has 3 full-time board-certified orthopedic surgeons? Pain in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders can reduce your quality of life. Orthopedic doctors repair bone, joint, ligament, and tendon injuries, which can relieve debilitating pain. Our surgeons treat tendonitis and carpal tunnel, repair broken bones and fractures, and replace painful, worn-out joints, putting you back in motion. Ustria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Maybe I got time and all vertigo. I said, look, Mom, I ain't got no brains.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Welcome back on this Wednesday morning. Well, the FAA plans to address ongoing issues with its air traffic controllers. The agency is expected to announce this week it will convene a special panel to review the impact of overtaxed workforce is having on safety. The panel is expected to look specifically at on-the-job fatigue facing air traffic controllers. The move comes after a string of near crashes involving commercial flights on or near the runways of major airports this year. The FAA has been repeatedly criticized for not addressing the issue of air traffic controller staffing. It is estimated the agency has a shortage of more than 3,000 controllers.
We will make sure that safety is always above efficiency. So if there is a shortage of air traffic controllers, we would reduce traffic to accommodate and make sure that everyone is traveling safely. As far as fatigue goes, we're taking this issue very seriously. We're looking at launching a group to examine fatigue among air traffic controllers in the very short term to identify if there are risks, and if there are, we'll act accordingly to mitigate those risks.
The staffing shortage has forced the current staff to work extra days in a week and longer hours. The union representing air traffic controllers says the agency only filled 6 new positions in the past year. Coming up, between weather and high traffic volume this holiday season, officials are warning travelers to be prepared if you're heading home for the holidays. And folks, I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. I'll get you ready if you're traveling by car for the holidays. That is next on Good Morning Northwest.
Season's greetings from everyone at Apple Valley News Now.
It's time to light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles and get special offers on our adventure-ready SUVs or on our great selection of Ford trucks. Make the holidays bright at your local Ford dealer.
The holidays are here, and Honey Baked Ham has exactly what your holiday gathering needs. Whole turkeys fully cooked and perfectly seasoned, just heat and serve. Turkey breasts, deliciously smoked or oven roasted. Or our famous slow-cooked spiral-cut hams, hand-glazed and caramelized to perfection. Complete your feast with one of our incredible sides and delicious desserts. So many choices! Honey Baked Ham on Columbia Center Boulevard in the Planet Fitness Shopping Center. Or call 509-579-5855. Put Honey Baked Ham on your table this year.
before the tree was trimmed, before the stockings were hung, and yes, even before Thanksgiving, it was already home. At McCurley, we know it's the people, traditions, and memories that make this season bright. And that's why we're here, because a vehicle is more than just a vehicle. It's also one of the ways you bring the holidays home.
Find your way home in a new, used, or certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet.
Looking for a car with more room for adventure? Make your presence known when you drive away in a new 2024 Kia Sportage LX with all-wheel drive from Overturf Kia. Now $29,999. Plus, get 4.75% interest for up to 48 months. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
The chill of winter has always been warmed by the glow of tradition, which sometimes starts as a simple gift that is then passed from generation to generation. The holiday season gives us just one more reason to find joy in the little things. And as years fly by, we realize the true gift is actually in the time we get to share together. This season, as past gifts turn into today's treasures, here's to creating that one more cherished moment with the ones you love. Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, celebrating tradition since 1905.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or save up to $2,500 on Rogue. Better hurry, these offers won't be back in stock.
It's time to light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles and get special offers on our adventure-ready SUVs or on our great selection of Ford trucks. Make the holidays bright at your local Ford dealer.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday, everyone. We've made it to midweek. It's all downhill in a good way on the way to our holiday weekend. We're looking pretty good visibility-wise here on our Skycam for Columbia Point, Legend Skycam. But we are looking at dense fog again along the Blue Mountain region, and we do expect to see quite a bit of fog coming in as we move into the next couple of days, at least for all of our areas. Let's take a look at visibility. We are at 0 visibility yet again for the Pendleton area, and we're looking at 10% visibility in the Walla Walla region. Still hampered visibility through many of our regions, so just give yourself some extra time. We even saw a little bit of shower activity running through Walla Walla this morning. So we are seeing moderate air quality for northeastern Oregon and for Walla Walla, and it looks like a sliver near the Tri-Cities area. So if you are susceptible to air quality issues, do know we have a very good chance of more air quality issues occurring for the next week at least. Why? Well, look at those winds. 0 nominal winds for the Mid-Columbia and the Blue Mountain region, and these light winds are going to continue at least for the week ahead, if not well beyond that. This is about our second full week of light winds, so we're hoping to see some wind come in before the new year to help freshen things up. So on our radar, as I said, we saw just a hint of shower activity moving through the Walla Walla region, but that has moved on and completely dissipated. And we are going to be seeing plenty of clear skies above us, but you wouldn't know it. The fog is going to be holding on in all of our areas. Maybe a sunbreak late, but most likely not. Clear skies again tomorrow and Friday. We do expect to see shower activity coming in. Looks to be pretty scattered in the later morning hours, but still more shower activity on the way. We are looking to be drier though for your weekend. So for our temperatures right now, very warm. We're in the mid to upper 30s to lower 40s, kind of like our highs have been for the past couple of weeks, and those highs will continue. We are slightly above our average through Saturday, then cooler for Christmas Eve day and Christmas Day itself on Monday. So it's the countdown. Winter solstice tomorrow evening. I think it's in the 7 o'clock hour. I could be wrong on that, but it is in the evening hours. Christmas Day, 5 days away. New Year's Day, 12 days away. Here's our highs we're in the mid to lower 40s across the board. Again, maybe a little warmer or a little cooler depending on where you're at. Hermiston is a little cooler today, and Pendleton quite a bit cooler in Walla Walla by about 10 to 5 degrees from yesterday. So cooler along the blues. So for our 7-day forecast, Yakima warm through Saturday, cooler starting Sunday. Overnight lows below the freezing mark starting Friday late night. Luckily, the precipitation stops, but for Boxing Day for our Canadian friends, or for us the day after Christmas, could see a little bit of rain snow mix there. Fog continuing its grip through Friday for the Tri-Cities. Again, shower activity likely at least a bit on Friday. Shower activity a little more likely for Walla Walla. So for your Wednesday today, we have dense fog through the Blue Mountain region yet again. Quite a bit of patchy fog throughout our area, so give yourself a little extra time. And we do expect to see similar conditions tomorrow. Highs today, mid to lower 40s.
The Transportation Security Administration expects to see a 6% increase in travel this holiday weekend. But TSA officials say they're ready for the 12-day long holiday air travel rush that begins this Thursday. Passenger counts over the entire period are expected to be 6% higher than 2022, with the busiest travel days happening on Thursday, December 21st and Friday, December 29th, as well as Tuesday, January 2nd for the rush of those returning home.
First thing I should mention is that we may see some bad weather impacting travel around Christmas and New Year's. FAA is working closely with airlines to plan for that possibility. We get down-to-the-minute weather predictions from National Weather Service meteorologists and use those to inform exact arrival and departure routes across the busiest parts of the U.S. airspace. So if you are concerned about weather affecting your travel plans, please remember to check directly with your airline for the most up-to-date information about your flight.
The biggest tip TSA can offer to passengers: don't be late. Officials advise arriving 2 hours ahead of your flight. Make sure to allow time to park or return rental cars and check baggage before going through security. Another tip: don't wrap gifts because there's a chance TSA agents may have to unwrap them. When we come back, we take a look at one of Disney Plus's most anticipated new series as Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians has debuted on the streaming service.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Magical moments, snowy adventures, warming up, making memories, a winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
A successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process. With Windermere on your side and confidence in your real estate journey.
No insurance? No problem. At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, our membership plan starts at just $79 and costs only $35 a month. That's 2 cleanings, x-rays, and much more for just $35 a month. Learn more at WRFDC.com or PDPNW.com. Find us at one of our 2 locations, West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco. Stunning smiles for the whole family.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now, through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
3,
2, 1. New Year's Rockin' Eve is popping off with epic performances by Green Day, Janelle Monáe, Post Malone, Ludacris, 30 Seconds to Mars, New Jeans, and more. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, live on ABC.
Pasco Parks and Rec invites you to join in and get involved. They offer a variety of recreational classes and programs for all ages, preschool to adult. There's a class, event, or program to keep you moving. Sign up now for January through April classes. Register, reserve, or inquire today. Join all the special events Pasco Parks and Recreation has to offer. Learn more at PascoParksandRec.com. Get fit, have fun, do more with Pasco Parks and Rec.
Apple Valley News Now Holiday Show, sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health.
Welcome back, everyone, on this lovely Wednesday morning. Let's take a trip closer to home, and our temperatures are staying pretty on par with what we've been seeing, but foggy conditions throughout our areas. Again, it's going to be just like the weekend, going to be keeping sunny skies away. You may have to travel all the way to the coast to see the sunny skies. Highs are in the mid to lower 40s across the board yet again. All right, we're always excited to see where Boardman is at in the Blue Mountain region. 44, a little disappointing, but it's the hot spot in the Blues. We have Heppner, our cool spot at 38. Again, much cooler along the Blues. Foggy conditions, dense fog advisory for Pendleton. I'll have your first alert weather forecast coming up.
Well, Disney brings the first novel in the Percy Jackson book series to the small screen, and Rick Damigella learned more from the program's cast and crew.
Percy, the stories I have told you about Greek gods and monsters, they are real.
The best-selling Percy Jackson and the Olympians books have been adapted into a new TV series.
I know it sounds daunting, but you won't be alone.
The show's young cast admit they were longtime fans of the book series before joining the Disney Plus show.
It was this second book series I ever read. It had a huge impact. I think I have 3 different sets of the first 5 books, 3 different versions, all with different covers. Even back in 3rd, 4th grade, I would steal the books from my classroom library and just go home and read them all.
The stars relied on each other when it came to acting in CGI-heavy scenes.
We helped each other because when one brought their energy up, we all did. And if they told us to imagine something, out of nowhere, Walker would just scream out of nowhere and be like, ah, and then we'll be like, maybe we should scream too, ah. So we just did it to bring the energy up, and I think that that's what really helped it and stuff.
Season 1 of the show tackles the first Percy Jackson book, but the showrunners hope to eventually make the rest of the series.
The goal has always been to keep making these. There's more books to tell. There's amazing stories that we would love to share with the world. So that's the goal moving forward. But right now, obviously, the focus is getting this out into the world, and hopefully people respond.
Maybe I won't even need a sword. I'm gonna need a sword.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
This is one I'm very, very excited for. Read
Okay.
it growing up. I own the first book and the 5th book out of the first series.
Okay.
There's many, many of these
Sure.
books, but in the first series, there's 5 of them. I own the first and the last.
Okay.
I'm not sure why.
You're
I don't know where
bookending.
the other exactly.
Have you read the 5th without reading the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th?
I think I